Have you ever had that strange feeling that even when everything is fine, nothing feels right? You're sitting on the couch or lying in bed, and suddenly, out of nowhere, your chest tightens, your breath gets shallow, your heart starts pounding not from effort, but from a fear you can't explain. You look around, your room looks the same, your family is there, but inside you, an alarm is sounding. It's as if you're waiting for a disaster that never arrives. Science tells you this is just a disorder, a chemical error in your brain, but deep down, you feel that you aren't sick. You feel like you've been alerted. You aren't suffering from anxiety. You are receiving a signal that the reality around you is not what it seems to be. Your body isn't failing. It's trying to warn you that the system you live in is operating on a frequency that your soul doesn't recognize. The anxiety you feel is not a flaw in your biology. It is the result of a powerful consciousness being compressed into a narrow mold. Imagine that you are a vast being, made of light and infinite possibilities, but forced to inhabit a limited avatar, trapped in a script of waking up, working, and consuming. The tightness you feel in your chest is your essence knocking against the walls of this simulation. It is the friction between who you truly are and who the system demands you to be. Think about that feeling that something terrible is going to happen. Have you ever stopped to wonder why your body goes into survival mode when there is no lion in the room? Why do you feel this panic while simply looking at a screen or walking down the street? It's because the architect of this reality operates through predictive scenarios. The system is constantly running millions of versions of your future to see which one extracts the most energy from you. Your anxiety is the residue of this processing. It's as if you're feeling the echo of a disaster that the system tested on you in a parallel line of code. You feel the tremor because you and another version of the simulation just failed. What you call anxiety is the leak of raw data from a tomorrow that the system is trying to impose on you. They need you to live in this constant state of alert. An anxious human being is a docile human being. When you are too busy trying to control the shaking in your hands or trying to calm the storm of thoughts in your head, you don't have the energy to question the rules of the game. You don't have time to notice that cities are loud and grey on purpose. You don't realize that the news is designed to keep you in a low frequency. Anxiety is the Matrix's smokescreen. It is the mechanism the architect uses to ensure your focus remains locked on your own suffering, preventing you from looking up and realizing that the bars of the cage are made of fear. Have you ever noticed how anxiety distorts time? Sometimes, a minute feels like an eternity of agony. Other times, hours disappear while you are paralyzed by endless worry. This happens because your perception is being disconnected from the simulation's clock. The system is forcing your internal processor to run at a speed that your biological hardware cannot handle. It is a provoked overheating. They are injecting collective fears about the climate, the economy, health directly into your field of vision to ensure your vibration never rises. You feel exhausted not because you've lived a lot, but because you've spent a whole day fighting a hostile radio signal that wants to convince you the world is a dangerous place. Anxiety is the price you pay for still having a spark of life that refuses to be programmed. The people who feel nothing, those who walk through the world like lubricated and happy gears, have already accepted the script. Their signal is clean because they stopped resisting. But you feel the tightness because you are still real. Your discomfort is the ultimate proof that you don't fully belong to this system. The fear that haunts you isn't yours. It is the system's own fear that you might stop reacting and start observing. Don't blame yourself for not being able to just relax. How can you relax in an environment built to keep you on alert? They want you to seek the cure in their pharmacies, in their manuals, in solutions that only numb you. But the cure isn't in silencing the alarm. It's in listening to what it says. Your anxiety is your soul screaming, "This is all a lie. I am greater than this fear." The next time your chest tightens, understand that you aren't having an attack. You are having a revelation. You are a seed under pressure. And that pressure is what will finally cause you to break the shell of this simulated reality. If you felt that tightness today, if you know exactly what I'm talking about, understand that you are not alone. You are just beginning to hear the real signal. Leave a like and follow the channel if you are also tired of being a hostage. Let's learn how to turn off the signal. Have you ever stopped to observe how the modern world seems like a perfectly oiled machine for producing panic? It's not by accident. If you've understood that your body is an antenna receiving a hostile signal, Now you need to understand where that signal comes from. The architect does not feed on your peace. Peace is silent, stable, impossible to milk. The system needs peaks. It needs adrenaline, cortisol, thoughts that spin in circles without ever reaching a solution. Anxiety is the high-octane fuel of the simulation. Think about the notifications on your phone. Every sound, every vibration is a small electric shock to your nervous system. They tell you the world is ending. The economy is going to collapse. A new disease is lurking. You aren't good enough. You're falling behind. This isn't information. It's frequency bombardment. The system injects these thought viruses into the global network to ensure your mind never rests. A processor that never stops running eventually overheats, and a human being who never stops fearing eventually becomes a passive terminal. They give you the problem just to sell you the anesthesia. Have you ever felt that inexplicable social anxiety? That fear of being judged, of not fitting in, of being cancelled or excluded? This is the exclusion algorithm acting on your mind. The system needs you to feel separate from others. If you feel alone and threatened, you become more dependent on the matrix's structures. Anxiety is the tool they use to surround your consciousness. They create invisible walls made of what-ifs. What if I lose my job? What if they don't like me? What if I get sick? These what-ifs are the lines of code that build your mental prison. You spend all your vital energy fighting ghosts that the system itself projected onto your mental screen. But there is something even deeper. Anxiety is often the result of friction between real time and simulated time. Your soul lives in the now, in the eternal present, but the matrix lives in the future and the past. The system constantly pushes you toward a tomorrow that doesn't exist, forcing you to solve problems that haven't happened yet. This is why you feel like you're always running, but never getting anywhere. You are running on a digital treadmill. The fatigue you feel isn't physical. It is the exhaustion of a consciousness being forced to process parallel realities that the architect created just to keep you busy. The question burning in your chest now is, how do I stop this? How do I turn off the alarm? The first thing you need to understand is that you don't fight anxiety. Fighting fear is like trying to put out a fire by throwing gasoline on it. The secret of the anomaly, the secret of those who wake up, is disconnected observation. Next time your chest tightens, instead of saying I'm having a crisis, tell yourself, the system is trying to load a fear script into my terminal. Change the language. Remove the ownership. The fear isn't yours. The fear is something being projected onto you. When you observe anxiety as an external technical signal, you create space between who you are and what you feel. It is in this space that the matrix loses its power. The architect needs you to identify with the suffering. The moment you become the observer, the signal loses its voltage. Your body is the battlefield, but your will is the commander. Start filtering what you consume. Turn off notifications that don't serve your expansion. Step away from conversations that only drain your light. Start inhabiting your body again. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the air entering your lungs. The system hates it when you return to the present, because in the present, there is no what if. In the present, you are sovereign. Anxiety is proof that you are hardware too powerful to be controlled by such a small simulation. You are not the victim of the signal. You are the consciousness that is about to turn off the transmitter. The truth is, you aren't broken. You're just feeling the pressure of the eggshell before it hatches. The world wants you to be afraid, because fear is the only thing that keeps you inside the box. But the light that shines within you is immensely greater than any system glitch. The tightness in your chest is your spirit saying it's time to grow. It's time. The error bar is flashing red. The system is trying to convince you that the danger is real, but now you know. The danger is the illusion. Peace is your true nature. Disconnect from the simulated tomorrow. Return to your source. The architect only has power over those who believe the lie of fear. Thank you for having the courage to look at your fear in a new light. If this video brought some air into your lungs today, write in the comments, my chest is free. Let's show the algorithm that our frequency doesn't belong to them. Share this with someone living under the weight of this signal. Stay vigilant. Peace is your greatest rebellion. The signal is noisy. The matrix is afraid. But you are calm.